And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Aries. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. And with that, a new round of reads. Here being your first and last for the month of January. First and last style of reading that I do, where we talk about the new as the old go out, transitions of 1 month to the next, and also right now, 1 year to the next. What possibilities are opening? I can tell you one possibility, and that means I have opened up individual reads again. Yes, I've gotten a lot of things done on my end. Very happy with the channel and things otherwise. And now ready to schedule more individual reads. So if that does interest you, message me directly and we'll talk. In regards to first and last, we have the aces on top, tens on the bottom. Aces representing ideas of new opportunities, emotional fulfillments, things of that nature, or renewal, depending on the context. Water, earth, fire, and air being their elemental representatives. Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively, if you are interested in the tarot deck. With their 10 counterparts, we have the beginnings, so let's move more towards endings, culminations, conclusions, ultimatums, things of that nature. What have we learned? What are we trying to process? So as a preamble to the read and all this in general, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand I, as your tarot card reader, am not here to misguide you. That's not why I do this. Trust me, I got a lot better things to do with my time than lying to people all the time. So let's come to the table, rain or sunshine, and yeah, whatever gets laid out, lay the cards out. We'll talk about it, okay? So follow along with me, Aries, your first and last read for the month of January. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start with the Ace of Cups over here, and we'll move forward, okay? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for the Aries Collective. First and last, in their first read of the new year, 2025. Woo! Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Cups in this read. What about their emotional fulfillment? That's a break. I mean, that could have been bad shuffling, but we'll see. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries 2025. Then hit the table. Can't take. That one did. That one most certainly did. Ooh, I like that. The sign. What is emotionally fulfilling us? The happiest we've ever been is right now. So much opportunity, so much, everything is blossoming, even when it's cold out. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. I'm only talking about those in the northern hemisphere because of the climate that's coming. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Upon that Ace of Cups. What is making us so happy right now? That's such a great, like the first card you pull is just radiance. I like that. Okay. In regards to Page of Wands, believing in optimism again. King of Cups. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So what has got us just so emotionally giddy? We're embracing the beauty of life right now. I'm talking to an Aries who's just saying, hey, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to be happy. My fulfillment rests in knowing that I can take things in stride, that regardless of what happened, past, doesn't matter right now. My present is so abundant. Let me go and invest into that. There's a lot of opportunity ahead for you, Aries, at least with this kind of energy coming out of the gate saying, it is my responsibility to pursue my own happiness and believe that it is possible. That's where we are. Okay. Upon the Ace of Pentacles, show the cards that we need to see, please. Of that Ace of Pentacles for Aries in this read. What of solid new opportunities heading your way? What are the cards that we... Queen of Wands. Okay. So whatever shows us pattern and practice, whatever new opportunities that come out, and by the way, that's what I mean when a card flies out, right? Not, oh, it snaps on the deck. No, it literally flies out. That's how the decks that I use work. I don't try to force it. Boom, it happens that way. Queen of Wands. For new opportunities and ventures that may be coming our way, we want to embrace them and embrace them properly. What does that mean? What does that look like for you? Dang, I'll take that. Okay. First, the Eight of Cups. New things can only come in when we walk away from a chosen connection. Why? The Two of Cups right next to it. Things will only get better once we learn to leave something or someone behind. Now, doesn't necessarily have to be a person. Not entirely sure, but hey, if it is what it is, right? We're still aiming for our happiness. What does that mean to you, Aries? Star, the card of Aquarius. Now, you could be leaving a star. You could be leaving an Aquarius behind, one that you had at least friendly or decent connection with, the Three of Pentacles. But regardless, I'm reading that more so as a notion of hope, right? We have to leave this behind so that other things can come in. If nothing else, for a past connection, we're saying for the Aries, I don't hate you. I don't. There is too much collaboration, too much everything going on right now to say that I hate you. Is there love there? Right? It's not what it once was. But that doesn't mean that we have to end it on terrible, awful, just, downright hostile terms. I'm not necessarily seeing that right now, but you're still saying, in order for me to embrace what can be coming my way, I have to leave something that I'm connected to behind. Right? The hope then, the star, believing in the ever expansive possibility of humanity, or just knowing that, hey, there's better things out there if I hope and aim for it. There are better things out there for me, right? That doesn't mean that whoever I'm connected to or whatever I'm connected to is inherently trash, but it is trying to port me towards treasure. We have to look towards our happiness and be responsible for it, take it in stride. We're having a lot of emotions going on right now. One saying that we need to leave things behind. The other saying, hey, what does happiness mean? Take it in stride. Next to the Ace of Wands. Show the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. What defines the Ace of Wands? The power of the spirit. Nice. Didn't hit the table, so I'm not going to take, but flying out today. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Energetic fulfillment. So whereas upon the Ace of Cups, we had our emotional fulfillment saying, hey, we're going to search for happy every way that it comes. Here, the energetic fulfillment, that Ace of Wands, as opposed to the Ace of Cups, with that Queen of Swords coupling it, the time is now. Right? I'm up, I'm at 'em. For those who are like trying to pursue exercise, hey, go and get that gym membership, do whatever you need to. But we've never been more energetic to go expand than right now. This is our truth and this is what we're living in. Next. What other cards upon that Ace of Wands for Aries? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Well, if monumental change is meant to come our way, then we actually have to act on it, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Devil, the card of Capricorn. Okay. So I'm like, what? Why is this seeming like it's still trying to hold on to something else? We're going to get into that devil later as we define the major arcana. But regardless, here's what we know. Here's what we have and here's what we do. And then the devil is still coming out here. I think Leo had a very similar placement across the board that you're having, at least for the Ace of Wands, Aries, of how do we make a proper investment. Now, the devil isn't necessarily bad, especially to pull during Capricorn season because, hey, new year, we are in the season of Capricorn. It represents hierarchy, power, and the ways that we get there. Problem is it gets overly pragmatic and therefore kind of brutally honest. I always say in my videos, devil is one of the 3 cards that get such majorly bad raps across the tarot card deck, but it's also one of the most brutally honest because it tells us what we don't like about ourselves. Here, If we took away the devil, right, and we looked at just the Ace of Wands, we're saying this is the right time to pursue our vested interests, right? No better time than right now. And even more so, the opportunity of expansion, everything that we're doing, what does that actually look like? Then the devil comes in and says, I mean, that's a good theory, right? Kind of shady, but it still points out the same fact of you have all this energy right now. Are you actually going to act on it, or are we going to rest on our laurels, right? Are we going to expand in the ways that we said we would, or will we just push this off even more? The notion of procrastination and delay here is that, yeah, the opportunity is there for us, but it's only there for us if we seek it. Now, what are we willing to do for it? Because we're already saying that new opportunity will only come when I do some form of separation, right? I need to leave something behind in order for things to actually open up. Now, are we just saying that because it's nice words, or are we actually going through with it? Something to think about. And lastly, upon the Ace of Swords, show us the cards that we need to see, please. Define the Ace of Swords for Aries in this reading. What defines truth, and by extension, challenge? Two of Swords. Okay, let me pull some more before I try to address that. The Fool, good. At least we're standing on it. And the King of Wands, good. Because I didn't believe that was entirely what it was starting out being. So the truth that we have right now is that the man who knows something knows that he may know nothing at all, right? The notion of truth right now, that Two of Swords, it's kind of murky, but that doesn't mean my heart isn't in the right place. The Fool, yeah, a new horizon is meant for me right now. I'm talking to an Aries who's saying, regardless of what I have to walk away from, regardless of the internal debate right now is a time of action. And so the King of Wands, I'm doing the best with what I got. But even more so, I'm trying to expand in the ways that my fulfilled self would want that for me, right? It doesn't got to be perfect. It just got to be. I like that. Underneath it all, Nine of Pentacles, individuality and separation. But even more so, I have the keys to my own garden. Now it's my responsibility to grow it. What do we do with that? Is it a nice theory, or is it a good practice? This is where the rubber meets the road. So next, let's define the tens within this read for you, Aries. Look across the table. We now look at the tens. What defines harmony and synchronicity for Aries in this read upon that 10 of Cups? What are we connecting to that is just proper and right for us right now? The Magician, power of manifestation, in what way? Devil, card of Capricorn. Star, card of Aquarius. Interesting, because you had, Star come out and the Devil come out again. So I'm going to take that in one of two directions because of the very unique placements that they landed under. First, for the broader terms, we can do actually anything right now. And I think that's why you're trying to be so careful, Aries, is that we know what we're capable of. Now, are we manifesting our hope, or are we manifesting the vision or the optics of our hope? Because those are two different things, right? To say that my harmony right now, there's no better time, I'm going to do it, and then the Devil coming out towards that star, the star we identified over here, the hope of whatever new opportunity is coming our way, because that still lands under this card. Hey, put the puzzle pieces together. Am I doing the proper steps to get towards the dream I want, or am I doing a lot of the blueprints and calling that the progress that I need, right? Now, that doesn't mean that growth is completely, impeded upon or stops, but it does mean that we have to analyze, are we actually doing it? Are we going through, like, let's say the exercise metaphor from before, right? You can buy all the equipment and get the gym membership and do whatever you need to in terms of the prep work for going to the gym. Are you actually pushing the weight, and are you running on the treadmill? right? Are you actually going through with it? That star then suggesting, hey, what is hope in practice? So that's the first. The second interpretation of that, if we are to say that our harmony is manifesting, and this is a very specific collective of those who are connected with an Aquarius, right? Because I'm seeing that as well. Let's call a spade a spade. If we're saying that we're harmonizing with an Aquarius again, is it being done in the right way? Is it being coming from the right space? The devil's still pointing out again, saying, oh yeah, I mean, this is what made us comfortable, but is it going to set us free? Boom, hard stop, right? It's an emotional uncomfortability right now saying, hey, all this could be for you, but I'm talking specifically to the Aries who was connected in a more intimate way with an Aquarius, right? Whether that be emotional feelings, friendship or otherwise, and had to break apart from that. Because again, this is a very specific line of direction. We could connect with it again, but are we learning any lessons or getting better from it? Because if not, we know that we're just going to backtrack, in which case all this is just becoming theory again. It's not moving towards practice. Fair enough. I can understand that. To the Ten of Pentacles, show us the cards that we need to see, please. What defines the Ten of Pentacles for Aries in this read? Because again, you have a lot of, potential energy of hope on the board. That's very much abundant and clear. Now what do we do with that? I think that's the more important part. So Ten of Pentacles, what do you see? Ace of Wands. The empowered being to basically get everything right, or at least in the capacity that we have our facilities to enact that right now. Three of Pentacles. Collaboration and efforts, particularly if your goal was doing outreach and expansion, whether that be a business project or whatnot, Aries, these are the building blocks to the longer term future that you're aiming for. Now, what does that look like? Oh, I ended up drawing two. Let's look at two. Interesting that got paired together. Seven of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Now, the reason I'm taking both of them is because, again, I actually did that on accident, but it probably came with a purpose. Let's move that out so it can all be seen. Is it all smoke and mirrors, or am I actually giving my best self, right? This is something I really want you to sit with, Aries, because, again, what's the line between hope and deception? Action. That's it. Right? What is the line between, oh, this is, my goal, the thing that I'm aiming for, it's really good and that's where I want to be. Well, are you acting upon it? Are we moving in the ways proper that if we were already there, we would be proud of that journey? Are we giving our best selves, or are we just idealizing what our best selves would do? Okay? Ten of Wands. Show the cards that we need to see, please, upon that Ten of Wands. Ooh. I mean, nice, but it didn't fly out, unfortunately, like earlier. So the cards that we need to see, please, define the Ten of Wands for Aries in this read. What burdens are carried for Aries? The World. As one cycle closes, another one opens. Good. Great for a New Year's transition. But more so, sorry, I keep on feeling like I have a sneeze, and then I don't. And that's annoying. What do we do with the opportunity that's presented to us here and now? Because this is a lot to carry, but also it's a lot to close. Ten of Pentacles, the foundations of the rest of our life, but even more so, everything that could go right, well, let's see if it does. And it's not just happenstance, it is coordination. What are we willing to do, not just theorize about? Knight of Wands, the efforts that we put in determine what we get out. Sometimes I am good at my job, but regardless, right? We could either weigh ourselves down more and just talk about theory and do no practice, or do the practice and let the theory turn into a blossoming abundance of action. We have one or two options right now, Aries, what we're going to choose. And so lastly, on that Ten of Swords, so the cards that we're going to see, please, define for the Aries collective that Ten of Swords in this read. Let's do the first half and then we'll do the second because, oh my gosh, that's so fun. We have to invest into what we want our reality to be. Knight of Pentacles. The sharp conclusions or painful endings that we must come to is that if we're especially talking about the separation that we did before Aries, it has to be finite, right? I'm not saying that's coming from a detrimental space. I'm saying that even if we're trying to, like for the Aries, especially that I was talking about earlier, right, with a connection to an Aquarius, it does not serve you right now to even focus on this. Separate emotionally, mentally. It doesn't mean that you hate them. Doesn't mean that you hate them. I don't see any hate on the board. In fact, there's a pain of kind of separation here. But, I'm glad I can call you a friend. Good. I get that. I get that. This is not animosity. However, we also have to accept the fact that right now it isn't doing us any good to wish for them back, but even more than wish for them back, hoping that things will change in the current moment. What needs to change is me. That's all I got right now. It's me. A lot of me. Next, but even more so, let's talk about the broader Aries collective of saying, hey, if you're moving one connection out of the way to open up so much more for you, then be open to that opportunity, not constantly looking back on what you separated from. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords underneath that Ten of Swords. How else do we say this, Aries? It's not fun. Powerlessness here is chosen, right? The sharp, painful conclusion that we need to come to, and that's why we're trying to invest into that ending so thoroughly and deeply, is that, you can sit there, but don't blame anybody but yourself. That Ten of Wands. And just with that first triplet saying, hey, the burden is on you right now. We either sit in reality or we theorize and complain about what we claim we can't change. Now, the last three. Ace of Swords. Our truth, going back to the top, is that here and now, a new beginning is present. It's the thing that you asked for. It's the thing that you got. Two of Swords. Coming out again. Interestingly, because we had Ace of Swords to Two of Swords, and now Ace of Swords to Two of Swords again. What is truth? That's for you to find out. Everything moved out its way. What is it for you to find out with the opportunity that you're given? Judgment. The second highest of the major arcana, that which lays behind the world. The universe is watching. It's seeing if you learned the lesson, or are we just going to repeat the cycle all over again? Are we going to take the abundance of this new year, this new time, this new everything and say, I just want to retreat, right? It's a big question. And right now, I don't want you to stress yourself out over it. The Four of Swords is a time of rejuvenation as well, both emotionally, spiritually, physically. Even if you're working out, rest is the most important part of exercise. Proper rest, not over rest. As we transition to our own emotional and financial, physical, whatever autonomy we're finding, Aries, give yourself grace, right? We're going to get it right, but it involves doing things. You got to do things. Okay. Define the major arcana strewn across the table for Aries in their read. We will first look towards the sun. What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in their read? Define first that sun. The first card that we pulled. Well, didn't pull, it just flew out. What about the sun in this reading? Temperance. Long awaited, the soul can heal, and therefore new pathways get opened. To the Star. Eight of Cups. Walking away from what we once hoped of, or for the Aries that I was talking about, again, that's a very specific Aries and a connective pattern. Walk away from the Aquarius. Easiest way I could put it. You don't hate them, but it's not going to serve you any good right now to want change between you two. That's just where it stands. Devil, card of Capricorn, Page of Swords. That's what I'm talking about. The worst thing that could happen right now is being stuck in a state of observance. It's all a good theory. Now make good practice. To the Fool. Two of Swords. Even more confusion now coming out. Because the more that we move things into reality, I don't think that's necessarily a doubt of your character, your demeanor, Aries. I just think that the unfamiliar is unfamiliar for a reason, right? We haven't been in this space yet. So we got to move in the ways that we would like to, in the ways that we're empowered by to maximize our opportunity with it. Next to the devil over here, Five of Swords, the notion of self-sabotage. And again, if this is an Aries connected with an Aquarius, the answer's been dead obvious. But more so, if we're only resting on the notion of hope, hope can only get us so far. It's about what we do with it that counts. Next to the star, Three of Swords, heartbreak and remorse. And so when hope didn't turn out the way that we thought, okay, still a lot of life to do. So have a lot of things that we can go with. Yeah, sometimes it's not the funnest thing, but I'm not saying get over it. I am saying sit with it for a second and don't let it destroy you. To the Magician over here then, Star, card of Aquarius. Oh, well, we are going back and forth on whoever this Aquarius subject is. But even more than that, what does hope actually look like now? A better, more fruitful thing. Whether or not this person comes back, because I still see you driving forward and looking back at the same time, Aries. It's happening, very much so. But whether or not this person comes back is not what the debate is right now. The debate is what we do with it properly for ourselves, our lives that we're creating as we move ahead. Okay. Do we hope for this person? At least for the Aries that's connected to an Aquarius? Absolutely. And simultaneously, it's not doing you any good to sit still. You didn't end on terrible terms. Maybe it may come back one day, but that's not the entire focus of this. The focus of this is saying the observance is going to keep you stuck in place. Therefore, strangely enough, abandon the star, abandon hope, and you'll find what you need. To the world, strength. Card of Leo, the power of pursuit of everything that's coming your way. Are we open to it, or is it just a nice theory? And lastly, there was one more. Judgment. King of Pentacles. Can you invest in the right things moving ahead? Now it's time to take the test. Resolution. Show us cards of resolution for Aries in this read. What is held in space of resolution for Aries upon their read today? Because the star came out 3 times, right? So I'm assuming there is a part of the Aries collective who is having to leave an Aquarius behind. And hey, sometimes I am right. But more than that, if we have to close one door, then that doesn't mean we just keep on looking at a closed door. One door closes, another door opens. Look at the one that opened. Resolution, 9 of Wands. The efforts that we put in, that's what we're going to get out, at least hopefully. Time, practice, and true, what do we do with that? That's a better question to ask. 2 of Wands, intentionality. We're only going to get in what we put out. Yeah, sometimes the answer is simple, even if it gets complicated. Underneath it all, the Moon, card of Pisces. The things we have not yet seen, the things are unknown to even us in this moment. There's so much opportunity right in front of you. Don't get overwhelmed, but don't take it for granted. Here's why I seem to read today, Aries. Congratulations, we're focusing on happiness. What opportunity lays in front of us, the things that we want to explore, the things we want to expand upon. For those of you walking away from an Aquarius connection, because that is, I pulled the sign 3 different times. The reality of the situation is that, hey, we are where we are, but you don't hate them, but part of you still wishes to have them in their lives. And I'm not going to shame or try to neglect you for that, ever. The reality is, though, is that it's not serving you any purpose to keep on looking at it, right? So, and it's very interesting that that star came up under the Magician, right? Because our notion of harmony then suggests that, hey, is this person coming back around? We'll never know. That's not the purpose of this read today. The purpose is that right now, sitting and hoping and praying and wishing that things will change between you two, it's not getting you anywhere, right? May it come back around one day, who knows? But right now, it's not useful for you to focus on it. You got a lot of other things to do, especially the things you want to get done. right? Observance is going to be your downfall here. More than that, for the other type of connections or opportunities you had to leave behind, know that you left behind for a good reason. And it's not in terms of animosity. It's just that there's so much ahead of you that you have to focus on. Hone in, lock in, whatever that phrase that Gen Z and Gen Alpha like to use nowadays. But more so, the things that we want to build for the rest of our lives, let us be open to new opportunity. The lesson here, ultimately, is that us claiming powerlessness is only going to get us more powerlessness. You're sitting on a lot right now. Now, get up. Get up. Find your solo constitution. Find whatever you need to. Find your own empowerment. Relax where necessary. And embrace the unknown. It's hard, but so is staying still. That's what I have in your read today, Aries. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, this was a toughie, but I want you to find intentionality in the happiness that you wish to pursue. Take care, okay? See you around.